to which he has already been admitted by the University Council.
Deputy Chancellor Dr. John Dorbush, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and especially, I've been asked to do many speeches in my life as founder and managing director of the Hear and Say Centre, but usually it's for fundraising purposes. However, no previous opportunities have had such potential to influence so many people at such a pivotal time in their life, and I'm really excited to do so. I would like to congratulate all you new graduates and to say that as you have chosen many fields of work and now join the professional ranks of those who wish to improve the quality of life for humankind, this day is your chance to plan for a world where people will have a better life. I would now like to challenge you with some ideas. Firstly, you need to contribute new ideas and concepts to the global body of knowledge in your chosen field. In Churchill's words, consider the moment of graduation as not being the end of your study, not even the beginning of the end of your study, but it may well be the end of the beginning of your study, as it has been with me. To keep your career current and motivating, you must keep learning and challenging your brain. Join your appropriate organisation and continue to self-educate, but above all, be involved in research. Secondly, as you can continue your lifelong learning, nurture your entrepreneurial qualities. Entrepreneurs have a clear vision of the future, and they use passion and networking and leadership to guide others confidently towards this future. They have an appetite for risk, but they also have a detachment, so if something doesn't work, you're able to drop it and run on to the next thing. They have to be very flexible in order to move quickly, and entrepreneurs listen to their stakeholders or their clients, and they think and act globally. As further examples of entrepreneurialism, we have no further to look than the universe itself. The creative forces of the universe have taught us, as Darwin concluded, that it's not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent that survive. It's the one that is most adaptable to change. And we have seen nothing but change in the last few years. So innovation is inherent. Tap into it and do not suppress it. However, today I am challenging you to become even more. In the words of the Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw, the reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends upon the unreasonable man, one who has an impossible dream. It has been my honour to work closely with one unreasonable man, Professor Graham Clark, the Australian inventor of the cochlear implant or bionic ear. Professor Clark refused to believe that he needed to adapt himself to trying to communicate with people with hearing loss, for example, like his pharmacist father, who embarrassed his son by speaking too loudly on intimate topics when serving clients in the pharmacy. Professor Clark persisted in trying to adapt the world to himself. He found the missing link which led to the invention of the cochlear implant. When he was on the beach one day, supposedly watching his young children at play, he picked up a conch shell, which is similar to the organ of hearing, or the cochlea, and he was inspired by the blades of grass growing on the edge of the beach. He picked up a blade of grass, and by inserting it into the conch shell, he invented the perfect design for an electrode, which, if inserted in the cochlea, would bypass damaged hearing cells and allow the deaf to hear speech via a receiver, a speech processor, which is a computer, and a transmitter. Professor Clark's entrepreneurialism has produced a cochlear implant or bionic ear, in which, in his words, it's the first time that the human brain, the human consciousness, and a replaced human sense have been interfaced. This is Nobel Prize stuff, and I'm expecting that to happen one day. However, Professor Clark has realised that his technology is not enough, that children who receive his devices have to be taught to interpret what they hear to develop perfect speech. Professionals studying at University of Southern Queensland can now learn the both art and science of doing this through our Hear and Say worldwide courses, professional training courses, and can receive University of Southern Queensland accreditation. And it's especially wonderful to me to receive this honour today because in the next 12 months I have been charged by the Queensland Government of building an early childhood centre of excellence and a Queensland hearing precinct worth $10 million, and they've given me 2. So I have quite a big job to do. So I am really excited by the very timely award today because it will help to give us profile. Today, Professor Graham Clark and I are working on promoting listening and speaking for all children who are deaf because today the cochlear implant does not work without developing the brain pathways used to interpret sounds, and this is what we do at Hear and Say. We build babies' brains, newborns, children of about 6 months old up to school age. The potential today is that our children who are deaf can speak just like children with normal hearing, go to regular schools and read just the same, have regular career choices and normal life pathways. It's a wonderful change we can offer them. In fact, it's a case of the unreasonable man meets the unreasonable woman. Because I too have an impossible dream. I believe it is the birthright of the world's children to listen and speak even if they are born deaf. I believe that we now stand at that point in time where the treatment of polio was. The wonderful Sister Kenny, who lived in this region and who treated my father as a polio patient from the Toowoomba region. We're at the same point in time now in the treatment of deafness where the treatment of polio was 20 years ago. We have the power to decimate the very significant effects of deafness right across the earth. It's awesome. To this end, I've spent the last 8 years being just where you graduates have been studying. And as you heard, I received my doctorate about a month ago from the University of Queensland. I've conducted a longitudinal research study that shows that children with normal hearing can progress, children with no hearing or limited hearing can progress in listening, speech and language and reading and mathematics at the same pace as children with normal hearing. I'm leaving you with these 3 thoughts, learned in my quest to make the world a better place. Number 1, be the entrepreneur. Become the unreasonable man or woman and use your passion and talent to fulfill a human need with creativity. Number 2, be a leader. See a human need and respond with conscience to meet that need and inspire others to perpetuate it. Class of 2011, you are going to have to figure out you are going to have to figure out what it means to be a human being on Earth. At a time when every living system is declining and the rate of decline is accelerating. Civilization needs a new operating system. You are the programmers in front of me here, and we need it within a few decades. There is invisible writing on the degree that you will receive soon, and in case you did not bring any lemon juice to decode it, I can tell you what it says. It says, you are brilliant and the earth is hiring. Manage your life, number 3. Manage your life as if you were writing a book. You are the central character, the hero. Create your hero and be nothing but the best. And finally, believe in fairy tales because fairy tales do happen. One is happening to me. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think you'd agree with me, you've just heard an inspirational address from an inspirational person. For those of us who are fortunate enough to know Dr. Dolan reasonably well, know that she takes that enthusiasm and insight to her work with great effect. You heard only some of it here today, but I can assure you the work she does and her team around her is exceptional and provides great opportunities for all people who come into her path in our society. She's left you with a number of challenges around quality of life, entrepreneurship, leadership, and I think she stood before us today as examples of success in those endeavours. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join with me in thanking again our graduation speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, graduation.
I never went back at fireflies, but now that the stars are in your eyes, I'm beginning to see the light. I never went in for afterglow or candlelight on my mistletoe, but now that you turn the lamp down low, I'm beginning to see the light. Used to ramble through the park, shadow boxing in the dark. Then you came and caused a spot that's pouring fire now. I never made love by lantern shine. I never saw rainbows in my wine. But now that my lips are burning fine, I'm beginning to see the light. Used to ramble through the park, shadow boxing in the dark. Then you came and caused a spot that's pouring on fire now. Never made love by lantern shine. I never saw rainbows in my wine. Now your lips are burning fine. I'm beginning to see the light. I'm beginning to see the light. I'm beginning to see the light.
Thank you once again, Martin Crook and the USQ Boot Band. Would you please join with me? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to that most significant part of the graduation ceremony, when our graduates are formally awarded their degrees by the Chancellor, and when they receive the testaments from her as evidence of their achievements. So would all graduates and diplomats please stand? Chancellor, I'm honoured to present candidates from the Faculty of Education, Faculty of Engineering and Surveying, and Faculty of Sciences, and I hereby certify that these candidates have fulfilled all requirements for the awards to be presented.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. With the authority of the Council of the University of Southern Queensland vested in me, I hereby admit you to your degrees and award your diplomas to those of you who have qualified. I also admit to their degrees and award their diplomas to those students who are unable to join us today, but whose names are listed on the formal graduation program. Congratulations to you all.
Graduates and diplomats, please be seated.
it happens. It just takes a little longer to negotiate the back stairs, I think. Right. I now call upon the Dean of the Faculty of Education, Professor Temmerman, to present her candidates.
Chancellor, I wish to present the following graduates from the Faculty of Education. For the Master of Applied Linguistics, Khaled Mustafa Alaozi. Byung Sam Bok. For the Master of Education, Chu Jae Chong. Michael James Corbett. Anne Mary Hancock. Mahdi Saleh Haran. Melinda Jane Huguenot. Clayton John Hamilton Lawrence. Natasha Marie Murray. Monique Louise Pasela. Janet Elizabeth Reed. Sally Frances Ryman. Bronwyn Ann Saleh. Christina Leslie Salomon. Bridget Emily White. Naomi Anetta Williamson. For the Master of Learning and Development, Margarita Isabella Basson. Roderick John Joseph Fogarty. William Earl Mackenzie. For the Master of Online Education, Penelope Jane Neuendorf. For the Master of TESOL, Subramaniam Ramaswamy. For the Graduate Diploma of Learning and Teaching, Isahani Arayo. Aston Melise Blake.
For the Master of Engineering Practice, Samuel Verbrey. Thomas Martin Mayer. For the Master of Engineering Technology, Mario Dean Bellevue. AJ Reddy Jen Reddy. Rajesh Chodisetti. Ashwin Kumar Gadachella. Vikram Jagadamadi. Tom John. Kunal Bipin Kathari. Vimal Kunu Madatil. Sajith Madaparambi. Kalyan Chetan Limbari. C. Boon New. Maya Krishna Nani. Sujay Kumar Reddy Pedi. Ramase Prasani Kiran Ramanola. Nagi Uden Shek. Murali Shan. Abhishek Siddhan Tham. Deepak Suya Devara. Vishnu Venunath. With the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, second class honours, Daniel Ross Ballard. Fraser Andrew Ollison. For the Bachelor of Engineering,
Kumar. Yin Yi Peng.
Health Nursing, Amir Ali. Baishakar Lama Umjen. Indu Lamakani Gurmay.
Chancellor, that completes the presentation of doctoral graduates from the Faculty of Education.
I would like to invite Dao Ho to please come forward. Chancellor, I wish to present the following candidate for the Doctor of Philosophy with the dissertation title Integrated Radial-Based Function Methods for Newtonian and Non-Newtonian Fluid Flows. The supervisory team, Associate Professor Nan Mai Dai and Professor Tran Kong. Chancellor, Dr. Dea Min Ho. Chancellor, I wish to present the following candidate for the Doctor of Philosophy with the dissertation titled Radial Basis Function Calculations of Heat and Viscous Flows in Multiple Connected Domains. The supervisory team of Associate Professor Nan Mei Du and Professor Tran Kong. Chancellor, Dr. Kao Lee. Chancellor, I wish to present the following candidate for the Doctor of Philosophy with the dissertation titled Monitoring the Depth of Anesthesia Using Simplified Electroencephalogram (EEG). The supervisory team, Associate Professor Peng Paul Wen and Associate Professor Yan Li. Chancellor, Dr. Kai Yuan Kai. To invite Dr. Talal Youssef to please come forward. Chancellor, I wish to present the following candidate for a second Doctor of Philosophy with the dissertation titled Mechanical Treatment of Microorganisms Using Ultrasound, Shock and Shear Treatment. The supervisory team of Professor David Buttsworth and Associate Professor Nigel Hancock. Chancellor, Dr. Talal Youssef. That completes the presentation of doctoral graduates from the Faculty of Engineering Surveying.
I would like to invite Patricia Beaumont to please come forward. Chancellor, I wish to present the following candidate for the Doctor of Philosophy with the dissertation titled
a restructured MMPI. 2. Establishing incremental validity and underlying patterns of performance in a medico-legal setting, with the supervisor of Associate Professor Graham Senior. Chancellor, Dr. Patricia Louise Beaumont. Titled Doppler Imaging of Active Young G-Stars. Supervisor, Dr. Brad Carter. Chancellor, Dr. Carolyn Jane Brown. Titled Ultraviolet Radiation Reflection from Building Materials, Characterization, Quantification and the Resulting Effects, with the supervisory team of Professor Parisi, Dr. Carter and Dr. Turnbull. Chancellor, Dr. Joanna Francis Turner. Thanks to these family members, friends, bosses and colleagues, we were able to complete our studies. We hope that you are basking in the glory with us today, because it is as much your achievement as it is ours. The goal of my speech today is to share my path as a student with you, because it reflects so many of the characteristics of the paths of my fellow students. To do that, I would like to borrow the title of a book written by someone for whom I have only the greatest respect. and that is Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. For many of us, our studies were really a very long walk, combining work and family and other commitments while studying towards a degree at a pace that sometimes felt like a snail's pace. For me, it included immigrating to Australia in 2008 at a rather scary age to a country I had not even visited before. I had half a postgraduate degree in education, management law and policy, and no idea that I would ever be able to do anything with that. In addition, I was beset by many fears and doubts as to my abilities. I was a mature age student, not sure whether I actually had enough brain cells left, or if it even was worth studying at my advanced age. English is my second language, and whilst all in South Africa were used to the national language being bad English, I had doubts as to my ability to deliver work of a high enough academic standard in Australia. Working full-time posed another problem. Having returned to the field of town planning, in which I hadn't worked for 10 years, plus entering the world of the university academic at the same time. Having had a long break from studies between undergrad and postgrad also proved to be a challenge. I'm sure we never referenced so much in the 1980s. And as to journals and databases, you must be joking. The library was where you made copies and had naps. Not to talk about mastering all the software that had emerged in the interceding years. It is obvious that not only were my studies a long walk, spanning 2 continents and many years, but it was also a walk to freedom from the fears of inadequacy that plague so many mature-age immigrant second language students. I have no doubt that my fellow students have some fears of their own to add to the list. For me, my saving grace was not only the support from friends, family and colleagues, but also that I was privileged by chance to end up at USQ. The first fact that astonished me was the flexibility of the programs at USQ. I was able to take onto my half-finished education degree courses from other faculties and a town planning research project which greatly advanced my career as an academic. The second surprise was the quality of the online environment in which students are supported. It is effective, fast and modern. Meeting many mature-age students was a pleasant surprise. The most notable, a 75-year-old PhD student on her way to a conference whom I met on the airport flyer. Student support abounds in the USQ environment in every conceivable shape and form, be it language, maths, or psychological, or just a good cup of coffee from the coffee club. The commitment of the USQ staff to quality student support should be applauded. One only needs to look at the time and the days of the staff postings on study desks to realize that these are employees who should be valued and nurtured. So, here we stand today. We received our respective degrees. We have walked the long walk. We have to some extent gained freedom from our fears. Looking at the future, it is with the conviction that these degrees will open many doors for us in our careers. Coupled with the valuable lessons we have learned and the skills we have acquired, we are positive that whatever we set our eyes on, we will be able to achieve. For some of us, receiving our degrees today was the goal. For others, the goal is to continue our studies. I was under the misguided impression that I was going to have a nice long holiday after my master's, but alas, woke up one morning with my nose firmly stuck in a how-to-do a PhD manual. I would like to congratulate all my fellow students for persevering with your studies, and I wish you everything of the best for the future. Also, once again, thank you to family and friends for your support, and to USQ for providing a superb learning environment. I close with the final lines from Long Walk to Freedom. I have walked the long road to freedom. I have tried not to falter. I have made mistakes along the way. But I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. I have taken a moment here to rest, to steal a view of the glorious vista that surrounds me, to look back on the distance I have come. But I can only rest for a moment, for with freedom comes responsibilities, and I dare not linger, for my long walk is not yet ended. Thank you.
Marita Basson, for her utterly splendid speech on behalf of all of the graduates today. That concludes the formal proceedings for this morning. My congratulations to all the graduates, to the medal winners, to Dr. Renyi for his Distinguished Service Medal, and to Dr. Dimity Dornan for her honorary degree of Doctor of the University. But most importantly, thank you to you, the audience, for your attendance, for your courtesy, for your enthusiasm, and for your patience. I wish you all a safe return journey to your home, and as we say here at USQ, I wish you all fulfilling lives. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, very shortly the academic procession will depart and will be followed by a procession of our new graduates. I cordially invite each of you to join the graduates and university staff for some refreshments in the Empire Theatre Church, which is located to your left, my right, straight through the corridor to the left of the theatre. If you need any assistance in finding the hall, then please ask one of our friendly staff who will be able to direct you. The official graduation photographers will be available behind the stage here once the curtain has been raised. It would be most fitting to give the graduates a rousing farewell as they proceed out of the stage. They have earned it and deserve your thunderous applause. So please remain with us as we continue to celebrate this occasion with our new graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the departure of the academic procession?
Come on. Yes, try to be John. Try to be. There you go. Just try to hit it. That's fine. Here we go. Me.
I walk down and I
Nidhin, അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് തുടങ്ങല്ലേ? ക്യാമറ കേട്ടാ, ഈ പ്രസാദമായിട്ട് ബിനോച്ചേട്ടൻ തന്നെ ഇവർക്കൊക്കെ വഴി നടക്കാൻ. ലെൻസ് മാറ്റണോ? ഈ ലെൻസ് കിട്ടില്ല. എടാ എല്ലാരും ഫോട്ടോ എടുക്കുമ്പോ ഞാൻ ഇത് മൊത്തം കൊള്ളു. ഈ തൊപ്പിക്കാരൻ എടുക്കുക വെല്ലുമ്പോ നിൽക്കണെന്തിനാ? അവര് 4 പേരുള്ള ഒരു ഫോട്ടോ ആണോ? അവരും രണ്ടാൾ മാറി. നാട്ടുകാര് മൊത്തം അവനെന്തി വേറൊരുത്തരുണ്ടാവുന്നല്ലോ. ചുമ്മാ ഒരു ഷെയ്ക്കാനൊക്കെ കൊടുക്കാം, ഒരു ഷെയ്ക്കാനൊക്കെ കൊടുക്കാം. അല്ല അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും കൊടുക്കണ കാര്യം ഇങ്ങോട്ട് നോക്കിട്ടോ. കഴിയാനാ ഇത് വലിയൊരു സംഭവമാണ് ചേച്ചി. ഞാൻ പുറത്തോട്ട് കിടക്കട്ടാ.
പിള്ളേർ എത്തിയാവും.
പതുക്കെ പതുക്കെ എടുക്കാതെ. ബോർഡൊക്കെ കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് പിടിക്കണം.
അതൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞു.
ഒന്ന് റൗണ്ട് പോയിട്ട് തിരിച്ചുണ്ടോ?
വേണമെങ്കിൽ
വരുമോ? അപ്പത്തേക്ക് വരുമോ?
കുട്ടികളിലോട്ട് നെട്ടിപ്പിലൂട്ടെ ഇന്ത്യൻ പതാക കുറച്ച് ഫ്രണ്ടില്. നമ്മളിവിടെ നോക്കി നിന്ന് അവർ വേറെ വല്ല വഴിക്കും പോകുമ്പോൾ ജാപ്പനീസ് ഗാർഡനിലൊക്കെ പോയി കാര്യം. ഇന്ത്യൻ പതാക പറന്നു.
അത് കിട്ടണ്ടോ? ഇങ്ങനെ തിരിയണോ? ഇവിടുന്ന് അങ്ങോട്ട് തിരിയണോ?
ഇതിന്റെ ബാറ്ററി ചാവറായി.
നമുക്ക് തിരിച്ചാൽ അവിടെ പോവാം. അവര്
തിരിച്ചു പോവാം. ബാറ്ററി തീരുമാനമാകാറായി. അപ്പോൾ തൽക്കാലത്തേക്ക് ഓഫ് ചെയ്യാം. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇന്ത്യ പതാക നമ്മളെ
നമ്മള് ക്യാമറ ഷൂട്ടിങ് വണ്ടി
ക്യാമറ ക്രൂ
വരുന്ന
പുറത്തേക്ക് ഇറങ്ങിയിട്ട് അകത്തേക്ക് ഇറങ്ങാൻ അല്ല തെറ്റാൻ എളുപ്പമാണോ? ഇത് പുള്ളി മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ തോന്നുന്നു. ആരാ അത്? ഷിൻഡോ ആണോ അത്? ഓ അവർ ഫ്രണ്ടിലുണ്ട്. ആ ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ. എന്നെ ഒന്ന് ഇറക്കി വിട്. ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ ഇറങ്ങിക്കോട്ടെ. പുറകിൽ വണ്ടിയുണ്ട്, വേറെ വഴിക്കാം. എന്താ പൊന്നെ, എനിക്ക് വയ്യ. ചുമ്മാ എറി. ഓ ഞാൻ വീഡിയോ ആണ് എടുക്കുന്നത്. എറിയുന്നു. അതിന് നല്ല വെയിറ്റ് ആണോ, തലേ ഒന്ന് വീഴരുത്. കുറച്ച് ഫ്രണ്ടിലേക്ക് എറിഞ്ഞാ മതി. പോട്ടെ. ബാക്കി ചുള്ളം ഇറക്കി നീ ഫോട്ടോ വരനിറങ്ങി. ബാക്കിയുള്ളവര് അതൊരു നല്ല സ്റ്റൈലായിരുന്നു. ഞാനും അതൊക്കെ സ്റ്റൈൽ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഈ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിൽ 2 വർഷം ഞാൻ പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഹലോ അളി ഇപ്പൊ തന്നെ എടുത്തോ? അതെ, ആ ജാപ്പനീസ് ഗാർഡനിൽ പോയി 2 കീച്ചിട്ട് പോണം. അത് 2 ആയാലും കുഴപ്പമൊന്നുമില്ല, അവരെ പിടിച്ച് ജയിലിനകത്തൊന്നുമില്ല. ആരെടുത്ത് കൊടുത്ത് പണി. ഇനി ഓൺ റെക്കോർഡായി, ഇനിയിപ്പോ തെളിവില്ലാന്ന് വേണ്ട. ചെല്ല്, ഒരാൾ മിസ്സിങ്. പറയണ്ടേ വിഷ്ണുവിടെ. ഞെക്കി പിടിച്ചോണ്ടിരുന്ന തുടരെ. ആ ടെക്നിക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു. അയ്യോ, ഇങ്ങനെ കാലൊക്കെ മടക്കണം. കാലൊക്കെ മുടിഞ്ഞ വെയിറ്റ് ആണ് കേട്ടോ. കോർഡിനേഷൻ വേണ്ട, ഇതൊരു കോർഡിനേഷൻ ഇല്ല. അപ്പു ഇങ്ങനെയാണ്, ഇങ്ങനെയാണ്. വേണം റെഡി 1 2 3 ജമ്പ്
അത് തീരുമാനമായി.